It apparently did not grab my whole citation. So I'm just going to go back. See if I can grab it. It only grabbed the mover part. I may not be able to grab my whole sentence, but I am going to try again. Let's see. Did that work that time? It did work that time. And so I need some quotations. Because I grabbed this entire sentence. And we have Hollis v. City of Baton Rouge / par for parish of East. So E period Baton Rouge, comma, and all of that's underlined. And then we have where it is found. It's found in 593 of the Southern Second Edition. That's on page 388. And this quotation is actually found, or this actual pin site is found on page 389. It is the Louisiana Court of Appeals from 1991. So now we are going to return to Westlaw. And we are going to change our jurisdiction to a different state. So, to change jurisdictions to a different state, we're just going to hit change right here. And I think this time we are going to go back to Mississippi. Just going to rotate between those two. And we are going to start a brand new search. So, we changed our jurisdiction. We also want to go to all of the content because we are currently underneath still the intoxicating liquors. To go to all content, I tap right here and I'm just going to hit all content. And that'll allow me to go back to all of the content for the state of Mississippi and not just be restricted to the intoxicating liquors. Now, speaking of intoxicating liquors, we are going to run some searches right quick on, let's see, I think we will run searches on, since Mississippi is so close to Louisiana and people unfortunately have indecent exposure. Let's attempt to spell it. I like to put quotations around everything because I want that exact phrase found. Let's just make sure I'm spelling that correctly. And it looks like I left off a letter. So we're going to hit search. And we're in all content. We have 8 cases associated with that. We are going to take sorry, my directions went right. There we go. So we know we have 8 cases, and that was the parentheses. So we are going to next see if we can find indecent exposure in the same sentence as intoxication. So, I'm just going to take a slash, sorry, my last lot just closed down on me. Let's see if we can find indecent exposure in the same. So that narrowed our results down to 7. So another option will also be for us to find it in the same paragraph. So let's see if it's in the same paragraph as intoxication. That brings our results back up to 8. And then let's see what we have if we decided to get logged back into Westlaw, of course. Oh, it didn't like the fact I signed in on both the iPad and the computer at the same time. But we need both, because it makes life so much easier, right? There we go. And we're still in Mississippi. Next, we are going to do within terms So say they have intoxicate versus intoxication. So I'm just going to put an exclamation point at the end of this so it finds all of the suffixes of that. Still gave me 8, but it has intoxicating versus just intoxication. And I could also do that with let's see, what else could I do that with? So that gave us quite a couple of different ones. And a universal character. Let's do a universal character, which would be our stars. So I'm not allowed to have an exclamation point and a star, so we're just going to put a star. And of course it signs me out because we're signed in both locations. Go back to our search, and it looks like it brought up one secondary source for that. We're putting our star, which was the universal character. We've already done the root expander with our exclamation point. We want to search within a certain amount of terms. So say we want intoxication within, how about still at. We want that within 5 characters of intoxicate. So we're just going to put that exclamation point back. Doing too much. That one is giving me a little more difficulty. Let's try to move this up front. Let's just check Westlaw. You know what? I know what I'm doing right. I'm just supposed to put the number. I'm so goofy. There we go. And that brought up 4 different cases. Well, one case, some points of law, some statutes, and some secondary sources and some forms. And let's see, which one have we forgotten? We have done, let's try the and. Simple and. That'll probably widen our range, yet it did. It brought up 28 cases, so that was really broad. And I believe that may be it, y'all. We don't have any that didn't. So, finally, I am supposed to pick one research feature from Westlaw. So, a feature from Westlaw that I love, that I don't know if y'all saw earlier, is when I copied and I paste this, I was able to copy the pin site exactly the way it was supposed to be. I'm able to check my blue book to make sure it is correct. But when you are in a case, say we went to this one right here, when it comes up, and we selected some of the facts, copy with reference, and it gives you a standard, the Westlaw, ALWD, and you can even select what state you want to copy it, the reference from. So that is awesome. So now that I have finished my last research project for this wonderful tort legal writing and research 2 class, I will be moving on to